Hello students, today we're going to understand mitochondria. Let's begin. Mitochondria, singular, mitochondrion, are tiny structures inside almost every cell in your body. They are often called the powerhouses of the cell, because their main job is to make energy that the cell can use. Think of them like tiny power plants or batteries inside each cell. The food you eat, sugars, fats, etc., gets broken down, and mitochondria turn most of that into a special energy molecule called ATP. ATP is like cash. The cell uses it to pay for everything it does: moving, growing, thinking, making proteins, contracting muscles, etc. How mitochondria look? Under a normal light microscope, they look like small, thin rods or threads floating in the jelly-like cytoplasm of the cell. Under a powerful electron microscope, we see their real detailed shape. They are usually shaped like small ovals, sausages or beans, about 0.5 to 2 micrometers long, very tiny. They have two membranes. The outer membrane is quite smooth, and has big holes, made by proteins called porins, so many small molecules can pass through easily, almost like a sieve. Inner membrane, folded a lot into finger-like structures called cristae. These folds create a huge surface area. The cristae are where most energy making happens. Between the two membranes is a small intermembrane space. Inside the inner membrane is a thick, gel-like space called matrix, like the jelly inside a donut. More cristae means more energy production. That's why heart muscle cells and cells that make steroid hormones, like in adrenal glands or reproductive cells, have lots of cristae. They need tons of energy. What are the main functions of mitochondria? Number 1. Energy factory, oxidative phosphorylation and Krebs cycle. Food molecules, from glucose, fats, etc., enter the mitochondria. In the matrix, special enzymes run the Krebs cycle, also called citric acid cycle, or TCA, tricarboxylic acid cycle. This breaks down food bits and makes carrier molecules, NADH, FADH2. On the inner membrane, especially cristae, these carriers pass electrons along a chain, electron transport chain or cytochrome system. This creates a proton push across the membrane. The push spins a motor-like enzyme called ADP synthase, which sticks phosphate onto ADP to make ADP the real energy packet. In simple words, mitochondria burn food using oxygen to make ADP. Without mitochondria, cells would get very little energy, only from a quick backup process called glycolysis. Second point. Other important jobs: they do much more than just make energy. Help make certain molecules, for example, parts of urea in liver cells. Store and release calcium, important for muscle contraction and signaling. Help control cell death. Apoptosis, cytochrome C, in the intermembrane space can trigger it if the cell is damaged. Involved in making steroids, hormones, in some cells, a protein called STAR helps move cholesterol inside. How many mitochondria are there, and where are they located? It depends on how much energy the cell needs. Muscle cells, especially heart and liver cells, up to 1,000 to 2,000 mitochondria. Sperm cells, many around the middle piece of the tail, for swimming energy. Red blood cells, none at all, they use quick glycolysis instead. Lymphocytes, when resting, very few. They move around inside the cell to where energy is needed most, for example, near cilia, in kidney cells doing active transport, near the base of sperm tail. They constantly change shape, split, fission, and fuse together, like living, dynamic power stations. Here are special and interesting facts. Mitochondria have their own DNA, mtDNA, a small circular loop, like bacteria. They make a few of their own proteins, about 13 important ones for energy. But most mitochondrial proteins are made from nuclear DNA, in the cell nucleus, then shipped in. Their ribosomes and DNA look very similar to bacteria. This supports the idea that long ago, mitochondria were free-living bacteria that moved inside bigger cells and started helping, endosymbiotic theory. You inherit mitochondria only from your mother. Sperm mitochondria usually don't enter the egg, so all your mitochondria come from the egg cell. Now let's talk about some diseases associated with mitochondria. When mitochondria don't work properly, mutations in mtDNA or nuclear genes, it causes mitochondrial diseases. These often hit energy-hungry tissues hardest. Mitochondrial myopathies, muscle weakness. Mitochondrial neuropathies, nerve or brain problems. In short, mitochondria are super important, multitasking organelles, mostly energy factories, but also helpers in many other cell jobs. Without them, complex life, like us, wouldn't be possible. I hope you liked the video. Please hit the like button and subscribe us and press the bell icon.